In this one, we're going to have a look at something called Waitgroup. Now, if you cast your mind back to when we worked on Goroutines, we learned that Goroutines allow code to run concurrently, but we also saw an issue where the main function completed before the Goroutine, and so we never actually got to see the output from the Goroutine because it got cut short. And so that's one of the problems that Waitgroup solves, and that's what we're going to have a look at in this one. So let's examine the use cases: waiting for multiple Goroutines to complete, coordinating concurrent tasks, and ensuring background work finishes before the program exits, which is a problem which I just described. Okay, so let's go and have a look at that problem. So here in main.go, I have my main function, and inside of there, I'm calling a goroutine, which is going to print working. But you'll see that the main function actually completes before the goroutine, so we'll never actually see this output. Let's go and prove that. Go run main.go. The main function completes. We never actually see the output from the goroutine. And so this is one of the problems that Waitgroups solve. So what we're going to do here is going to use something called a wait group on the sync package. And so we can define it like any other variable, like so. So I'm just giving it a variable name of WG, and it will be a sync wait group type. And so what's this going to do? Well, a wait group can keep track of how many Goroutines are running, and so this allows a program to wait until they are complete. So the basic workflow is we tell the wait group how many Goroutines to wait for. Each Goroutine signals when it finishes, and then the program waits until all the work is done. So how many Goroutines do we want to wait for? That will be 1. So we do wait group add 1. Then what we want to do inside of the Goroutine is use a defer, and this will call done at the end of the Goroutine. And then what we want to do inside of the main function is we want to say wait group wait. Okay, so what do all of these things do? The wait group works through these 3 methods. So add tells a wait group how many Goroutines to wait for. Here it's just 1, but if you wanted to start 3 Goroutines, you'd say add 3. Done signals that the Goroutine has finished, and so that will decrease the internal counter by 1, and we defer this, and this ensures that the Goroutine always signals completion. And then wait blocks execution until the wait group counter reaches 0. So when wait group done is called, that decreases the counter. That will bring us down to 0, and then wait group wait will stop blocking, and the main function can then complete. Okay, so let's go and try this out now, and let's see, what do you expect to see happen here? This time the main function blocks until our wait group counter is down to 0, and so that is why we now get to see this working line printed out. Okay, now wait groups can be more useful when you're working with several Goroutines, and that's more likely what you're going to use them for. And so in this code, I'll explain it to you in a second. It's a little bit more complex than what we've done before. But here basically what we're doing is we're initializing a set of tasks, or a slice of tasks. Each task is just a string, and then what we're doing is we're looping over those, and each time we do, we are adding to the wait group, and so the internal counter has a task added. And then we're calling a function which expects a string, and so we are calling it with the task. So each time we call this function, we are first passing task 1, task 2 and task 3. That's what we're looping over here. We defer done until the end of the Goroutine. So this is a Goroutine. Notice we've prefixed the function call with go, and each time it's just going to say processing plus the actual task name. And then at the bottom here you can see we are blocking this main function until all Goroutines are complete, or not technically until all Goroutines are complete, but until the wait group is down to 0. And so that should allow for all 3 tasks to complete before the program completes. Okay, so let's go and run this. We should see task 1, task 2, task 3 before the program exits. Okay, so an interesting thing there is that some goroutines completed before others and not necessarily in the order that we expected. But that can happen because this is all happening concurrently, and sometimes some goroutines will complete before others. And so the order in which they were processed here was task 3, followed by task 1, followed by task 2. But you'll notice that all 3 completed before the main function completed. Okay, so hopefully you've got a reasonable understanding of wait groups there. I think you'll get a good understanding of this by just getting your hands on the keyboard, having a go yourself. So give this challenge a go. Write a program that creates a slice of numbers, starts a go routine for each number, and then prints the number inside the go routine. Use a sync wait group, so the program waits for all go routines to finish and verify that all numbers are printed before the program exits. Pretty sure you can do this. Pause me now and give that a go. Okay, so I've made a bit of a start on this. The way I've done it is I've done it minus the wait group. So this is how it would run at the moment without that wait group. So if I do go run main.go, it just completes, doesn't it? And so what we need to do is add the wait group in here. So we need our variable var wg, which will be a wait group. And then we're going to loop over the numbers. And each time what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add to the wait group. And then inside of the go routine, I want to call done once this go routine completes. And so at the start here, I can say defer wait group done. And so once this go routine completes, done will get called and the internal counter will be decreased by 1. And if we put wait group wait at the bottom here, what that will do is it will block the main function until the wait group counter is down to 0. And so basically it will block until all of these go routines complete. Okay, so when we go and run this now, we should see a different result. So here we see 1, 4, 2, 3. That's the order that they were completed in. Okay, and so that is wait groups. Hope you've enjoyed that one. Make sure you give the video a like. Make sure you're subscribed if you want YouTube to show you more Go Bytes. And I'll see you in the next one.